Alrighty then. Successful indie author 5-minute focus, episode 1181. Discipline and good order. There's Stanley. He has no self-discipline when it comes to wanting to go out in the morning. I already had to yell at him to lay back down at 6. He just went out less than an hour ago. My goodness. Holy butter Beelzebubies. What makes you the most money when it comes to your business, especially as an author? What makes you the most money? Focus on that. How about you do more of that? And as a new author, you don't know because you haven't published a book. You haven't seen where you're going to get the most leverage, what is going to find the most traction, what is going to bring in the most readers. So how do you find that out? I know this may seem like crazy. It seems like a crazy idea, but how about you publish that book and find out who are the right readers? And then you publish another one. Oh my God, 2 books. It took me 10 years to write the first book. You know what? It's not going to take you 10 years to write the second book because writing the first book is the hardest thing you'll ever do until you've got it written. And then you realize, hey, that's only half the battle. And then you also realize, hey, I have more stories in me because you'll come up with other ideas. So do more of what works. How do you know? You got to collect the information, collect data. Is that cool or what? But I'm an artist. I don't want to collect data. Well, you're going to collect data anyway, whether you want to or not. Because you put the book out there, you're going to look. Is it selling? Is it not selling? Who did I put it in front of? Who picked it up? Who wants more of it? That's data, whether you want to admit it or not. So you're going to look, you're going to watch. I don't even have to yell at him anymore. He knows. How about, and once you get that data, you could do more of the successful stuff with less effort because now you know this demographic is where I get my readers from. What's causing you the most resistance? And this is where discipline and good order, the discipline to get past your resistance points. Wow, once I write the book, then I have to sell the book and I just am not good at marketing. Really? Have you tried it? Oh yes, I tried. I went to a show and I put my books on display and I tried to sell them and didn't get anywhere. Did you really? What lessons did you learn? That you hate being around big crowds of people. That's not a selling lesson. That's not marketing. So you don't do in-person events. I don't do in-person events. I do a couple of them, but there are real masters at in-person events. They can sell anything. And you watch them and you're amazed. And you're like, you just admit, hey, that's not me. So you know what? Online, anonymity, Amazon, they sell my stuff for me. Facebook, they sell my stuff for me. I just need a good graphic. And if the Facebook ads aren't resonating, but they're spending, guess what? I need a new graphic. Simple. It's not that hard. It's actually very, very easy. And if it's not working, you stop that ad and you start a new ad with a different graphic and a different quote, trying to pull people in to get them excited about your book. It's not buy my book. I'm not looking you in the face saying, buy my book. That's the great thing about the internet. You don't have to be that personal face. You don't have to be that salesman, the snake oil salesman saying, you need to buy this. It's going to make your life better. I can't guarantee you that, but I can guarantee you that it's going to take you away from your life for a little bit. So that's my selling pitch. This is escape fiction. That's how I sell. So what is your resistance points? This is where self-discipline, good order, you have to dig in, have a very personal conversation with yourself. What's holding you back? And almost always it's ego. I don't want to put that book out there and have people tell me I'm a clown. Well, just tell yourself you're a clown. Okay, great. Box the clown and then get out there and publish that book and keep moving forward. And at some point, you're not going to be a clown anymore. People are going to say, oh, hey, people are going to come to you for advice. The people who called you a clown. And you know what? You're going to ignore that stuff and you're going to give them some advice and say, hey, here's what I did. Here's what worked for me. Hey, write that book. And then they'll make their pitch. Oh, you write the book and we'll split the profits 50-50. Here's my idea. Well, guess what? How about you write the book and you keep 100% of the profits? How about that? Because I've got my own books to write. It's important to keep your goal where you can see it. And that's a SMART goal: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. So what is that? What is that goal that you're trying to achieve? I would like to think that you want to be a successful author. I don't even put indie in there because successful author, whatever you define as success And if you think getting a trad pub contract is a measure of success, well, then I suggest you might need to keep your day job, because trad pub contracts aren't what they used to be. And you're not going to make a whole lot of money until maybe you do. But you're hitting a very niche market. You're writing exactly what they want you to write. And I don't consider that freedom at all. I like writing what I want to write. Sometimes it doesn't resonate. So what? I can then change and write what I do want to write. And I can publish 12 books a year if I want, or 20, or 2. I'm not strapped into any contracts. Time is the investment in yourself. So when you're deciding what to write, when you're writing, when you're putting stuff out there, time is the investment. That is all you have to barter with. Once you have successful books, well, then, hey, you've got these, but still, it's your time. People are going to want, how can you do this for me in this amount of hours, this amount of time? So when I say I can write a book in a month, I can. And I know that. I've done that for 10 years. But do I want to do that for somebody else? Or do I want to do it for myself? Or do I want to do it in this series? Or do I want to do a passion project? Or what? Invest in myself. What do I want to get from this? Go back to your goal. What does your goal tell you about what you want to achieve? And is it still your goal? After writing for a year and not getting anywhere, is that your goal? Yes, it is. Then keep writing, keep plowing forward, get that book out there, learn, and then get that next book out there. That was my key to success, was getting books out there until I found traction with the right ones. And then I wrote a hell of a lot of that. And guess what? Made a lot of money, because that's what the readers wanted. So do more of what works. There you go. Self-discipline. Don't write that passion project after you published 1 or 2 books and say, hey, I'm starting to get traction. Let me write that back. You're going to stymie all of your momentum, and you're going to start fresh with that 4th book then. But at least you will have your passion project written, and now you can focus on being a professional author and making it a viable business. So discipline. Push that passion project off until you're guaranteed that, hey, I've got enough backlist, I can keep the revenue flowing, everything's good. Now I'll write this thing. Great. And your readers will pick up on that. No, they'll reward you, but still, the passion project isn't, unless it is. And then you don't know until you get it out there. But I recommend stay the course, build that momentum first, and let it reach a maximum density where it keeps falling on its own before you deviate from that plan back to the goal. What do you want out of your career as a professional author? Peace, fellow humans.